Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, where we unpack the secrets hidden within corporate filings. And today we're diving into CenterPoint Energy's latest report to see what story the numbers tell about their future plans. Before we jump in, if you're new here and love getting direct insights into how companies really work, hit that subscribe button. And for this and all our deep dives, join our growing community on Discord. The link is in the description below. Alright, let's get started. This filing from CenterPoint Energy Incorporated looks like a pretty standard update, but these sorts of reports often contain crucial clues about where a company is headed, especially when they're talking about big plans. Think of it as a company's way of telling investors, here is what we're up to, and here is why you should be excited. This is a current report, meaning it is about something timely, and the date we're looking at is the 29th of September, 2025. The report mentions a press release and a slide presentation that CenterPoint Energy released on this date. It seems they were sharing information about their long-term financial outlook and business strategy. What is particularly interesting here is the mention of a new 10-year capital investment plan. That is a pretty significant commitment, and understanding what is in that plan is key to understanding CenterPoint Energy's future. Now, this is a company we've seen before. CenterPoint Energy is a big player in the energy sector, focusing on providing electricity and natural gas. They operate in a heavily regulated industry, which means their plans and investments often need approval from various authorities. This report seems to be giving us a peek behind the curtain at their forward-thinking investments. One of the things we always look at in these filings is how the company's stock is doing and where it is traded. Their common stock with a par value of 1 cent trades under the ticker symbol CNP, and this filing confirms its listing on a major exchange, the New York Stock Exchange. This tells us they are a publicly traded company, subject to all the rules and disclosures that come with that. It also mentions listings on other exchanges like the Chicago Stock Exchange, while the New York Stock Exchange is the big one. Having listings in multiple places shows their reach and how widely their stock can be traded. This section is often where the real meat is for updates like this. It talks about a press release and a slide presentation that CenterPoint Energy issued on the 29th of September, 2025. They were sharing information about their long-term financial outlook and business strategy, including details about their new 10-year capital investment plan. This is exactly the kind of forward-looking information that can tell us where the company is putting its money and its focus for the next decade. It is important to note that these exhibits, the press release and the slide presentation, are being furnished, not filed in the strictest sense. This means they are providing information but not making it legally binding in the same way as a formal filing. However, for us as investors and observers, they still offer valuable insights into the company's narrative. This part basically tells us what documents are attached to this report. We're getting a press release and an investor update slide presentation. These are the actual documents where the details of the long-term financial outlook and investment plans will be laid out. So, what are these exhibits telling us? Well, Exhibit 99.1 is the press release issued by CenterPoint Energy on the 29th of September, 2025. This is usually the company's official statement to the public. And Exhibit 99.2 is the investor update slide presentation from the same date. Slide presentations are often more visual and can break down complex strategies into more digestible chunks. Perfect for an investor update, they likely contain the key figures, the strategic goals, and the core of this new 10-year investment plan. However, the actual financial tables that may have been presented in those exhibits are not directly embedded in this particular document in a way that presents them as a financial table with rows and columns to analyze. This filing is more of a notification that these documents exist and contain the information. The information available directly within this 8K filing focuses on the disclosure of these events rather than detailed financial figures themselves. If we were to hypothetically look at the referenced exhibits, we would expect to find numbers regarding capital expenditures, projected growth in revenue, operating expenses, and perhaps metrics related to their debt and equity. For instance, a 10-year capital investment plan of this magnitude would likely involve billions of dollars, impacting their balance sheet significantly through increased assets and potentially new debt. The strategy would aim to grow regulated assets which typically provide a stable, predictable return or perhaps invest in new energy technologies. Without the specific financial data from the exhibits, it is hard to give precise numbers, but the concept of a decade-long investment plan points to a commitment to significant expansion and modernization of their infrastructure. Strategically, this suggests CenterPoint Energy is looking to secure its future by investing in the infrastructure that will power communities for years to come. This kind of long-term vision is often viewed positively by investors who seek stability and growth. Now, let's talk about the company S leadership and structure. This signature here by Christy L. Colvin, Senior Vice President and Chief Accounting Officer, and the date the 29th of September 2025 indicates the official sign off for this filing. It shows that the company S financial leadership is aware of and responsible for the information being disclosed. In the world of corporate reporting, the people who sign these documents are key figures, and their roles and affiliations are worth noting when trying to understand the company S accountability. So, what is my take on all this? CenterPoint Energy is clearly looking to the long term with this 10-year capital investment plan. This shows a commitment to growing and modernizing their energy infrastructure. Such a plan, if executed well, can lead to increased revenue and more stable earnings in the future as new projects come online and contribute to regulated asset bases. However, massive capital investments often mean taking on significant debt or issuing more stock, which can dilute existing shareholder value or increase financial risk. If the returns do not materialize as expected, the success of this plan will depend heavily on regulatory approvals, the cost of capital, and the actual demand for energy services over the next decade. The company S strategy appears to be one of steady long-term growth within its core regulated utility operations, aiming for a predictable return on investment. This is generally a safe bet in the utility sector, but it also means growth might not be explosive. In conclusion, CenterPoint Energy is signaling a period of significant investment and strategic focus on its future infrastructure. Investors will want to watch how these plans unfold, how regulatory bodies respond, and, of course, the financial results that emerge from these investments in the coming years. Alright, that is our breakdown of CenterPoint Energy, S latest filing, and what this 10-year plan might mean. What is your take on these long-term strategic moves? Do you think this investment plan is a smart bet for CenterPoint Energy? S Future, drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this analysis helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps us out. And don't forget to subscribe for more dives like this. Also, make sure to check out our Discord community, linked in the description, to continue the conversation. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.